Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. In case this is your first time watching, hi, I'm Lesley. I'm so glad to have you here. On my channel I talk about all things luxury, in particular handbags, as you might be able to guess, but we do cover a wide range of topics here. So I film like unboxings, hauls, reviews, travel vlogs from time to time, shopping vlogs, and like some high street fashion content sprinkled throughout. So if that sounds like a thing, I would love for you to consider subscribing. Anyway, as we're nearing the end of the year, I think this will actually be the last video that I'm gonna upload this year. I figured why not go through everything that I purchased this year in terms of like luxury items. I have them like scattered around me and I think I'm able to go through them in chronological order. So if you want to see a summary of everything that I purchased this year, definitely stick around. Yeah, I think we're gonna start with the first item in chronological order, and these are actually the earrings that I'm wearing. These are the Hermès O'Kelly earrings. Starting on, I don't want to say a bad note, but kind of a mixed note. These definitely had the potential to end up in my worst luxury purchases category. Not because they're not beautiful, because they definitely are. These are in rose gold, by the way. And the O'Kelly earrings are like a three-part kind of situation. So you have the hoops themselves and you have these two elements, so the lock right here and then this leather part. This is in rose azure. I'm going to insert like close-ups because chances are you won't be able to see what I'm talking about. But while I do like the metal and leather combination, I'm not the biggest fan of the leather part. So up until like a couple of months ago, I wasn't really reaching for the O'Kelly earrings until I realized that no one forces me to actually use the leather part. I'm wearing them for the purposes of this video, but 9 times out of 10 when I'm wearing the O'Kelly earrings, I actually wear them without the leather, just the lock, and I way prefer it that way. It looks a lot cleaner. And also, talking about clean, maybe it's because the rose azure is definitely a lighter color, and it's also kind of my fault because when I'm wearing earrings, I'm usually also wearing makeup. The makeup does transfer on the leather part and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Plus, I think there's like some residue of the metal and the leather rubbing against each other. So several reasons led me to deciding to usually, or like for the most part, go for the O'Kelly earrings without the leather portion back there. So yeah, luxury purchase number one, and these were purchased towards the end of March. So apparently I did really good for January, February, and the better part of March, but then towards the end of March my birthday rolled around, so these came home with me, as well as this gorgeous number. This is my first ever and up until now my only Ferragamo bag, and I instantly fell in love with the print when I saw Claire Banks unbox this exact bag on her YouTube. This bag brings me so much joy. Also, the leather is like so soft and supple. It does have some slouch to it, probably, yeah, you might be able to tell. And on the bottom it does have like I think like 11 feet, so the bottom is definitely protected. Ferragamo does come out with like seasonal patterns and colors on a pretty regular basis. One thing I'm a little bitter about, but I'm able to look past that. A friend of mine went to a luxury outlet in Belgium, I think, a couple of months ago, and she stumbled across this exact bag, which I did pay full price for in the boutique, but I'm just gonna like block that out of my memory and be happy that I was able to score this bag like basically right when it came out, and such a stunner. Did I mention it's called the Studio bag? And of course, like the Studio bag comes in regular colors as well, like full black, full red and stuff like that, and it does come in 2 different variations. So this is like the original Studio bag, which does have some slouch to it, as I said, but they also have a Studio box bag, which is more like a cellular style when we're talking like Hermès terms. But I'm pretty sure the box Studio bag didn't come in this like beautiful flowery pattern. So there we go. And the inside is hot pink. I'm just over the moon with this bag, and I've worn it a surprising amount of times considering that it's a very like colorful and vibrant bag. So here we are, definitely one of my best purchases this year, and also purchased like kind of as a happy birthday to me present in late March. And the third item in chronological order comes in this box, and that might give you a hint in terms of my feelings towards this item. This was also purchased towards the end of March, so I did go a little crazy for my birthday and felt like treating myself. So we're talking about the Louis Vuitton, I think they're called the Boum sunglasses, with the monogram on the top of the rim up here, and also on the like, are they called like arms? So yeah, on the sides of the sunnies. And I think they look okay on me, but for some reason, I think I can count on one hand the amount of times I've reached for these. Don't ask me why, but I think it's just a matter of I do have a number of sunglasses that I way prefer over these. So I wouldn't say it's a worse purchase because they are beautiful, but they were also really pricey for a pair of sunnies. And up until like mid 2021, I was like, I'm never gonna spend like luxury money on sunglasses. That's a waste of money. And yeah, look at me now with a not like a big sunglass collection, but I do have my Chanel pair. I have a pair of Tiffany sunglasses. These right here, which I'm actually thinking about selling, which is kind of a shame, and I'm definitely gonna lose money on these. But yeah, better sell them and give them a new home to someone that's actually going to use them than them just sitting in my wardrobe and not getting used. So yeah, I do have a number of sunnies that I prefer over these. So those are, I'd say out of the items that I purchased this year, these would be one of the worst purchases. So yeah. By the way, I did film dedicated videos on most of the items that I'm showing today. I'm going to link all of them in the description box below, for sure on the Ferragamo tote, and I think also on the Hermès O'Kelly earrings. The Louis Vuitton sunglasses, I think I included them in my sunglasses collection. So yeah, just check the description box in case you're interested in a more like dedicated video. Anyway, the next item that I purchased was in like early June, I want to say. And that's the Goyard Saint-Sulpice card holder. I massively overpaid for this, of course, like when you're from Europe and you're going to the US, especially with the exchange rate and stuff. I definitely overpaid for this bad boy. But aside from that, by the way, I purchased this in the Upper East Side boutique. They do have a concession in Bergdorf Goodman, which did have a huge selection as well. But I wanted to make sure that if I was to purchase something from Goyard in New York, I wanted to do it at the flagship store. Anyway, so this is in the like white and gray color combination, which is definitely one of my favorites. And as you're able to tell, I do have my cards in there currently. So like, I can definitely give you an update in terms of wear and tear because I've been using it like almost non-stop. I did switch out like for a couple of days into a different SLG, but yeah, this has been like my go-to card holder for like, I'd say 98% of the time since I purchased it. And for it being such a light color and it wasn't like overly precious about it, it's in perfect condition. So definitely a purchase that I'm really pleased about and I don't regret at all. Plus it's kind of a reminder of my solo trip to New York City, which was such a dream, such a highlight of this year. But yeah, that's the Saint-Sulpice card holder. Oh, I think I already messed up the like chronological order kind of thing, because prior to me going to New York, I also spent a couple of days in Washington, D.C. and I picked up these sunnies right here at, I think, like Saks or Fifth. Yeah, definitely one of those outlet kind of stores. And these are from Givenchy. I don't know, for some reason I definitely prefer like more all black kind of sunnies with a hint of like gold detail over the Louis Vuitton sunnies. So these came first in DC, then I went to New York and bought the Goyard card holder. Look at me being organized, not. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite pairs. Also, these are like so carefree. Of course, I wouldn't say I'm overly precious about them because they don't have like these nose bits, for example, that can get caught or like snap off. These are pretty hard wearing. I do take care of my sunnies, but I often chuck them in a soft case because soft cases just take up way less room in smaller handbags. And yeah, they're easy to pop on your head as well. So yeah, really pleased with these and definitely also one of my favorite and best purchases this year. I've worn these sunnies a ton. Next off is another card holder that I just couldn't say no to, plus it was on sale on Farfetch, so I don't feel that bad about it, but considering that I think a while back I filmed a video about like me downsizing my SLG collection and not buying like multiples of SLGs, for example, a bunch of card holders, which yeah, kind of didn't work out that well. I do have a number of card holders. Anyway, this beauty, of course, it matches my Ferragamo Studio bag in this like, yeah, flowery pattern, same exact pattern. It's very, like compared to the Saint-Sulpice card holder, it's a lot more malleable, more like my Polen card holder, for example. Very soft, the inside isn't leather, it's like a fabric material. But yeah, I figured since it's like a seasonal pattern, and it was on sale, better get it now than regret it later that I don't have a like matching set. Again, on Farfetch with, I think it was on sale already and then they had like an additional 20%, I want to say. So such a steal, and I'm really pleased that I added this to my collection, although I promised myself to not buy that many card holders or SLGs. And next off in chronological order are two Saint Laurent pieces. And I'm sorry, I think I called this like a best and worst purchases, but truth be told, I'm really pleased with my like luxury purchasing decisions. Apart from the sunnies, there aren't that many or like none at all purchases that I regret or that I'm thinking of letting go of. Anyway, so two more best purchases. Number one is the Saint Laurent Solferino bag. I think this is the smaller size, and yeah, definitely check out my haul where I showed you this beauty as well as this one. So these two Saint Laurent bags are outlet scores that I found at the Firenze, at like the luxury outlet close to Florence in Italy. Yeah, love this one. I immediately started wearing it on my vacation. The day after we went to the outlet, we actually took the train from Florence to Rome and spent a couple of days in Rome, and this was my go-to bag. It's on the smaller side, but it does fit the bare essentials. And I think the fact that I immediately started wearing this bag like the day after I got it does say a lot. And yeah, I also love the like closure mechanism. You just like push the L down here and the flap lifts up. The inside is pretty simple because there isn't much room to play with to begin with. So yeah, really happy about this purchase, as well as, I didn't even mention what it's called, but this is like a standard, like go-to Saint Laurent style. This is the Sac de Jour in the baby size, so the one that comes with a middle divider, which you're actually able to fully detach. But yeah, such a gorgeous color. I had been hunting, or like subconsciously or somewhat consciously looking for a gray bag and like the most perfect shade of gray. And I think I found it with this bag. Again, check out my unboxing and reveal video where I revealed these two beauties, because I can't remember off the top of my head how much I paid for both, but I think both of them together were like 3,100. So definitely a splurge, especially on vacation. I usually prefer to not buy like big tickets items when I'm on vacation, but I just wasn't able to pass these two up. And the two Saint Laurent bags are actually the last two handbags that I purchased this year. So a total of 3 handbags, I think is quite alright. Anyway, before I ramble on any further, I don't want this video to be like super long. Let's continue on with the next purchase. And these are, again, I'm gonna insert close-ups because small items are really hard to show you like from afar. These are the Fendi O-Lock earrings. I think that's what they're called. And I purchased them at the Fendi Palazzo in Rome. And again, as I mentioned, sorry about that, most of my purchases that I did this year were actually best purchases. Same goes for these. I've been wearing them tons, and these are actually my first ever Fendi purchase. Haven't been able to bring myself to buy a Fendi bag yet, although they do have a number of like beautiful designs, but yeah, starting small and probably building up from there, but we'll see. I think I paid like $290 for these, which I think is quite alright when you compare it to like the prices of Chanel earrings, for example, or the prices of Hermès earrings. I want to say I paid like $450 for these. We're almost done. 2 items left to go, starting with this one right here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to include this in this video, but I figured why not. So this is my Valentino X Pantone kind of umbrella. Let me quickly open it up. Although, isn't that supposed to mean like bad luck when you open an umbrella inside? Whatever. So on the inside it's black, and on the outside, no, it's gonna bite me in the butt that my camera is so close, but I hope you're able to see. It has like the Valentino logo on here, and it says like Valentino and Pantone, something like that. Of course, this probably won't last forever because, yeah, especially when you're living like in northern Germany, as I do, the wind is pretty brutal sometimes, and I've had my fair share of destroyed umbrellas throughout the years, but I'm gonna be a little precious about it just because, I mean, I didn't pay like an arm and a leg for it. I paid $50, which for an umbrella is an arm and a leg, but yeah, you get the idea. But looking at the umbrella and using it just makes me smile, and I also took it to London, and I really enjoyed walking around with an umbrella that's not black. Yeah, just such a fun and happy color, so I'd say it's a best purchase for me. And the last item, which I filmed somewhat of a dedicated video on, I think it's the video before last week's. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, I unboxed this cutie. From a financial perspective, not the best decision because the Pochette Clés have definitely gone up in price significantly. And with this one in particular, I do have like a monogram one without the holiday animation print. This is the Place Vendôme Louis Vuitton boutique in Paris, by the way. Beautiful boutique. If you happen to be in Paris, definitely check out the Place Vendôme boutique. It has like 4 stories, I think, and the selection is insane and the staff is super nice. So make sure to schedule in a stop at the Place Vendôme boutique. Anyway, I do have a plain, like this basically, monogram canvas Pochette Clés, which I'm using on a daily basis in conjunction with a card holder of my choice, usually the Goyard one. And with this one, however, because the print is like screen printed, I think, and with past holiday collections, I've heard that if you actually use these pieces, that the print kind of rubs off or like scratches off, and I don't want to risk that. So chances are I'm not going to actually put this into regular rotation. At least I might bust it out every now and then, but for the most part it will be kind of a collector's piece, which I try to not do, because when you spend that much on a piece, you should at least try to get some use out of it. But yeah, we'll see. On the inside, it's pink, which, again, happy color, matches my dress. And that's also a difference compared to like the regular monogram Pochette Clés, because that's brown inside. So this is the last luxury item that I purchased this year. And yeah, that concludes my video. I would love to know your thoughts about, number one, which of the items that I purchased this year is your favorite? What are your thoughts on like the bags that I chose? What are your thoughts on this one that just stole my heart? But I know it's not everyone's cup of tea probably. I would love to hear your thoughts on, my purchasing decisions of this year. Go ahead and roast me in the comments below. And also let me know what your best or like favorite luxury purchase of this year was. I really hope you had an amazing year. And if you didn't, that's fine, because 2023 will be our year. I'm positive, or kind of manifesting that that's going to be the case at least. I also hope you had a fabulous Christmas with your loved ones if you're celebrating. And I hope you start 2023 on the right foot. Leave all the negativity behind in 2022 and let's rock 2023. If you enjoyed today's video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I upload every Wednesday and I would love to have you back. Bye.